Hi, my name's Steve Reagan with CSO Online, and with me is my editor-in-chief, Joan Goodchild. Today, we're going to break company property. Today, I'm going to infect this system with ransomware. Now, we cover ransomware a lot.
We do.
It's probably the biggest malware type story we cover at CSO lately because it's everywhere. The particular sample of ransomware I'm going to play with today is Locky. It's the #1 variant of ransomware on the internet, and it's only been around since February. But I had a nifty little trivia tidbit. Do you know when the first ransomware variant was discovered?
I'm going to say last year.
No. And I thought so too until somebody did some digging for me, and turns out the first variant of ransomware happened in 1989.
How?
It was called the AIDS virus, or PC Cyborg. And what had happened was it would encrypt your files in your DOS boot record, and it would demand a payment of $189 to get your stuff back. That's ransomware.
So one question, for those of you playing at home, I know we have a lot of security experts that are watching this right now, but just in case not everybody knows exactly what ransomware does.
So,
what is ransomware?
Ransomware is a type of malware that will encrypt all of the important files on your computer. Not just your system files, but I'm talking like your documents. It's going to encrypt your photos. It's going to encrypt your movies. It's going to encrypt your music. Anything that you hold value, it's going to take away from you. And the only way you get it back is to either A, recover your system, or B, pay a ransom.
So why is Locky so popular now? Like, what is it about this particular variant of ransomware that makes it #1 now?
Locky is easy to deploy. It's easy to manage. The infrastructure itself, it's a turnkey business. So quite literally, you rent out some servers, and either you pay somebody a cut of your take to host the stuff for you and mail out everything for you, or you actually rent the servers yourself, and for a small fee, you can get the code from another criminal, and you pay like a transaction-based commission, would be a good way to put it. The barrier to entry to this type of crime and the ease of management makes it everybody's favorite. So what we have here is HoneyNet2. And you see on this email, Martha Flowers was kind enough to send me an urgent message.
Oh, that's just like Martha.
I know, just sending me some urgent message. So if we look here, we see that subject's urgent. It's very common for these types of attacks to use some basic generic subject lines in their emails. So you've got urgent, or if we come back, get my mouse to work, we come back over here, you could see, hello, here's a scan for your consideration. For your consideration, we're up for an Oscar, apparently. That's what that's going for.
I was expecting one.
Insufficient funds, user agent. This looks like an image. I don't trust it. Overdue invoice. I've also seen things that are flight travel confirmations, shipping confirmations, things like that. The point is, generic subject, dear contact. All right. So to be fair though, it is dear contact, but also the name of the email account that's being spammed right now is contact at.
Okay.
So it would be dear first name or whatever. Our accountant informed me that in the bill you processed, really? Okay. The invalid account number had been specified. Well, gee, that's all right. Please be guided by instructions in the attachment to fix it up.
I think that's what always gets me in these emails is they put all the effort in, but then it's the grammar and the spelling is never there.
And I'm about to do something you should never do, which is open this attachment and run the file. And I feel really horrible now that they couldn't even put in the effort to make me want to do this.
Right.
But so we have here your unpaid contact. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull this out, right click, cut. I'm going to put it in the main folder with all the other things because I want you to watch what happens. Now, again, here on your right, this is our attached storage. Here on your left, this is our local document folder. So watch. You're going to click it. We're going to open it. We're not going to touch the computer at all. We're just going to watch. Bam. All gone.
Wow.
And that's what it was. Normally it's actually kind of quicker, but I mean still less than a minute and this thing's encrypted. So what we have here is the image that pops up. And the image is instructions warning me that, you know, my laptop's been encrypted. It gives me an address to visit. And, you know,
very helpful with these Wikipedia links, too, that they
I know,
offer you,
right?
so you can get a little background.
A little background on what it is and what's going on. And then, of course, it automatically opened my browser for me. And it shows me that. Now, there's something else it did. I'm going to minimize some of this stuff here so you could see it. Again, this is our attached storage. Notice that all the files in it are encrypted. We're going to come back here to look at documents. Again, every file we had, the Excel document, the image, the PowerPoint, all of it, it's all gone. Also notice the zip file we had on there. So it encrypted its own malware. It's all gone, every bit of it. So what we've got, when we minimize this down, this is the backdrop or the background now on your computer. It's also been changed to let me know that, you know, we've been infected. Now it tells me to download Tor browser. I've already done that just to save us some time. So we're going to start the Tor browser. So now that we've got Tor running, we're going to come here, copy that address.
This is the address that's been set up for folks who've been infected to go and try to find out what they need to do to recover their machine.
So when you load this up in this little page here, it tells you it's the Locky decryptor page. And what happens is it gives you all the instructions you need to buy Bitcoins, how to get Bitcoins. And it gives you the address wallet you need to send payment to, which is right there. It also tells you how much you owe, 3 Bitcoins. Bitcoin is a digital currency. It's a cryptocurrency that people use to kind of stay anonymous when they do transactions. Obviously, we see here criminals deal with Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is a legit currency, so a lot of legit companies use Bitcoin or accept Bitcoin. You can buy it and trade in it and everything like that. Bitcoin's thing is BTC, so we're going to go to BTC to USD, and it wants, what, 3 Bitcoins for us?
3,
3 Bitcoins is $2,234.94.
Wow.
So, to get our files back, we need to spend $2,200. Isn't that just lovely? So,
that's probably a lot more than what the machine is even worth.
Yeah. Actually, seriously, IT gave us this because they were going to recycle it. It's way more than what this machine is worth. So at this point, you're host. If you have backups, you can restore from those or throw them at your computer, whichever you see fit. And you would have to start the recovery process, which I will actually explain and go through in a different video. We're not going to do that right now. But if you happen to run into this and you get infected with Locky or some other type of ransomware, and believe me, you'll know if it's ransomware because what you see on your desktop here, this is very common. It will show you stuff like this. You'll know. If it's a corporate computer, go to your IT department. Do not be afraid to go to your IT department because nobody in IT is going to hold this against you, and it's not really your fault. You're a victim. So don't be panicked. You're not going to lose your job over this. IT is going to take your machine, and 24 hours later, you're going to get it back, and you won't know anything changed because they're just going to re-image it. But if you get infected with this at home, there are some things you need to do, and you need to really come to the realization that if you don't have current working backups, your files are gone. Do not pay the ransom. Do not. Don't negotiate. Don't try to make a deal. Don't try to contact. Don't pay the ransom. That's why it's so important to make sure you have accurate working backups. So we'll cover backups here in a little bit.
Okay. And we just infected a PC, but is this apply to Macs too? I mean, is everybody at risk for ransomware?
So ransomware as it is now, especially over the last couple of months, is strictly Windows-based. I have not seen Mac-based ransomware, but I'm not going to say it's impossible. if there's a will, there's a way, and criminals are very devious in the fact that they will target where the money is, and there's a lot of money to be had in Macintosh. But I haven't seen that yet. But that doesn't mean there hasn't been malicious attacks against Mac users. Like phishing is a very common threat vector for Mac users. There has been malware that's targeted OS X in the past. So that's all still a very real risk that you have to face.
All right, but if you do get to this point and you're already infected with ransomware, then what?
So again, if this is a corporate laptop, take it to IT. They're going to take care of you. If you're on your own, there are a few options you have, and we're going to cover those in the next ransomware nightmare segment, which you'll be able to find on CSO Online.
All right, great.